Trevor Noah is an Emmy-winning comedian and TV host who sat behind as the anchor desk for 7 seasons on The Daily Show, and now he's behind the mic as the host of What Now with Trevor Noah podcast.
Of course, he's also a New York Times bestselling author, and he's written a gorgeous, beautiful, new, in quotes, children's book. It is for children, but it's also for grown-ups. It's called Into the Uncut Grass.
How are you a poet? What's happening in that brain of yours?
That's so kind. No. I wish.
You are.
This book, by the way, we both have it. Our kids have been reading it. And I have to say, it captivates children. But I am so enjoying reading it to my daughter. This is so full of life lessons. This isn't a rhymey children's book like that.
No, it
This is real stuff.
No, this isn't. So, first of all, thank you very much. That's my first audience, genuinely, is kids. And every time I get a review from a child, I take it the most seriously. So when parents are like, I like it, I'm like, thank you. But I'm like, what do your kids think? Because I wanted to write a book that an adult would appreciate, but then a kid would truly feel and find something that would resonate with them, you know? And because I think of all the books I read when I was a child, they shaped me, you know? And the books that I enjoyed most were the ones that I go back to now as an adult, and I realized how many layers I missed. You know, there's so many parts of the story where I was like, oh, I didn't notice that as a kid. When I was a child, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was just about chocolates. As an adult, I'm like, is this a critique of capitalism? What is this? Do you know what I mean? It's an entirely different conversation. It really is. It really is. And so I wanted to write a book that children could read and enjoy by themselves, parents could read with children, adults could read by themselves, and I wanted it to look beautiful as well. So if you have it on a bookshelf or somewhere in your house,
it does.
Well, by the way, it was on my desk, and who is the author that we love who did The Boy, the Wolf?
Oh my goodness, I love him so much.
It reminded us of that. Like, I thought it was from him.
Yeah,
thank you.
I love books like that.
Yes, it is gorgeous, and I also, you know, as somebody that loves books, that, you know, books have shaped my life. It reminds me of like The Giving Tree or
Into the Night Kitchen, means a lot.
Because it's about the imagination that kids have that we can lose.
Well, I think it's about 2 things really. You know, so the story is Into the Uncut Grass. And really simply, it's the story of a little boy who doesn't want to make his bed. And so he leaves home. He's like, I'm leaving, I'm gone. But his definition of leaving is just running into the backyard and finding a new world. You know? And the story is about 2 things. One, it's about parents and children and the communication that we sometimes lack between the two. You know, as a child, I don't know if you remember, but you really were trying to do your best. And sometimes your parents didn't think you were. Because adults are living as adults. They're like, why did you do that? And why didn't you do that? As a child, you're like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. You know, and the second thing I wanted to do was take a really simple look at conflict resolution. Like, how do we resolve conflict with other people? How do we live in a world where we don't agree? And how do we find the means to agree? Is it possible to do that? And if we can, what are some of the tools? And it's a lot simpler than we think. It doesn't mean you always get there. But if you apply them, you find it's a lot easier than we make it out to be.
Seems like it could be timely.
I know. you have such a beautiful road, this life that you're on.
Wow, thank you.
And I feel like you have so many, I feel like it's kind of like riding waves. Like, you ride one wave until you're on top of it. And then that wave goes down. Then you're like, you know what? I'm going to swim out here.
Wow, this sounds familiar.
I'm going to catch another wave. And you've caught the podcast wave, the book. Like, you're riding.
I love it.
Do you love it? Tell us.
I genuinely love it. Here's the thing, and that's part of what inspired the title for Into the Uncut Grass. You know, I always say with one of my best friends, you know, you can walk down any path you choose, but nothing interesting really happens on a path that's known. You know, it's always the unknown path that'll surprise you the most. And it's not always good. Sometimes it's bad, but the bad also brings something in your life. And as long as you survive the bad, I think you get something from it. So I'm just trying to, like, find journeys where I learn something new. I explore a different side of myself. I challenge myself in new ways. I don't want to get too comfortable because then I feel like that's when you stagnate.
Well, is that why you left The Daily Show? I mean, you won an Emmy the year you left. We've yet to do that. But
there's still time.
You know, I think everybody, there was like this collective gasp because everybody just thought, like, oh, he's going to do this for a decade longer.
At least.
I'm asking because I'm, you know, going through some personal things
I can imagine.
But was that a scary leap? Or
definitely.
Was that...
Yeah, definitely.
What went into the decision?
Anytime you change...
Like, why did you decide to do it? Because you felt like you had...
So you see, okay, so this is something I've realized, and this is not a criticism, but it's something I've realized in America.
Yes.
Like, in America, nothing is supposed to end. Right? I don't know how to explain it, but it's like nothing is supposed...
No, it's like that's why we can't even talk about death as a culture.
It's just like nothing is supposed to end. And I realized, you know, especially in the past few years, since I've been able to travel more back to South Africa and travel around the world, is like things come to an end. You have a journey. It's beautiful and it has its ups and its downs. And then at some point you go, this is the end of the journey, and you want to try something different. You want to try something new.
Was there a moment that made you think?
One moment? No, I'd be lying. I'd be lying. I think it was a combination of things. First of all, I'd been at the Daily Show for 8 years, hosting for 7. We did the pandemic from home, and that was, you remember what that was like. And we were one of the first shows that went sort of back on air in the pandemic.
Yes. Sure.
And so you have this concentrated idea of working and doing the show and making it. And Jon Stewart really gave me some of the best advice. He said to me, make sure you leave before you become, metastasized in the way you think about it. Make sure you leave before you become cynical. Make sure you leave before you're tired, before you feel like you need to rest in the space. And I'm really glad that I did that.
Maybe I have some news to share. I'm just kidding.
No.
Just joking. Just joking. My boss would kill me.
By the way, your podcast.
Let's talk. Can we talk more?
We have to take a commercial. We're going to
take a commercial break and talk more with Trevor.
Okay, one more segment
right after this.
Yeah, I'm yours.
Okay, thank you. We're going to talk with Trevor right after this.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. We are back with an Emmy-winning comedian, TV host, and best-selling author Trevor Noah, who has written a new book. It's a children's book, but I also think he wrote it for me. It's called Into the Uncut Grass. He's also the host of the podcast, What Now with Trevor Noah.
And the great thing about this podcast, which I love, is you have a lot of guests, and they're amazing guests. But you say this is not a podcast about guests at all. It's about ideas.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like to think of it as what we're doing on the podcast is we're interviewing ideas, not people.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, and so what I mean by that is I love the notion of trying to get to a place, trying to discover something. I call it the third thought.
Yeah.
You have a thought, I have a thought, and there's those two thoughts, but there's a third one that we can't reach unless we engage in each other's thoughts. And that's what I'm always trying to do with everyone who comes to the podcast.
What's been the most interesting one of late? Give us an example.
Oh, wow. I mean, all of them have been interesting in different ways. So we had Ta-Nehisi Coates on, and, he had the interview on CBS, and it was this whole thing. But we were like, instead of having 6 minutes, come and talk to us for like 2 hours. Let's talk about everything that the book is, and it's so much deeper than what you get in a clip, And we had Lupita Nyong'o on, and that episode is going to come out talking about like her life, going from Mexico to Kenya to America and becoming an Oscar-winning actress, but the deeper stories that she tells in her life and around like Africa are phenomenal. We had Yuval Noah Harari, the author of *Sapiens* and his new book *Nexus*. Again, looking at history and how we think of it shaping us today. What is information? What is real? What is not? What have we agreed on? These conversations, I mean, I walk away going like, I see the world completely differently every time I leave the conversation.
I mean, so many people feel stuck in life. And I think you're talking about curiosity, basically. But do you have advice for someone? Because I think there are a lot of people at home who are like turned on by what you're doing, but don't know in practice how they can kind of just expand their horizon so they don't feel like they're trapped or stuck.
I know it sounds simple, but read.
Yeah.
Like we take for granted. I love consuming as much as anybody else. So I'll be on TikTok scrolling, I'll be on Instagram scrolling, I'll watch TV, all of these things. But I think we take for granted how reading forces us to participate in the reality we're creating. So when a book describes a house, you still have to visualize that house. When you see something, if you're watching a movie or a TV show, you just go, oh, there it is, and you're passive. But when you read, I would tell anyone, and I would say to people, go and read something that you would never think to read. Like the other day, I picked up it was an industrial design, it was sort of like a textbook. And I remember reading it, the first 30 pages, like, what am I doing? And now when I walk through the world, I look at door handles differently. Because I go like, that's a terrible door handle. The signifier is not correct. And I'm like, that door handle shouldn't be like that. And it's made the world more interesting to me. And now I want to learn more things about the world that I live in.
We need to sew that on a Read with Jenna pillow because I couldn't agree more. We have to talk about your mom. I know when people say to you, like, God, look at your life. Look what you've done. You always say, no, look what she did.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I'll be honest with you. I feel like my mom played the video game on hard mode, and then I get to play it on easy mode. because people will see like my achievements and be like, oh, you've done amazing, you've done amazing. I go, yes, but I feel like I was lucky enough to be put in a position where I can try to do amazing. You know, my mom grew up in a country where people weren't allowed to learn certain subjects because of the color of their skin. And she was a black woman in this country at that time. Everything she did is so much harder. Wow. I just had to go to school, try to read, try to do math, and then hopefully do well in life. So I'm grateful for what I've achieved, but I think she's the one who did the hard work, and then I get to reap the rewards.
Do you ever think about being a parent? I mean, you love kids, obviously, from this book. Your mom meant so much to you. Is that something that you think about?
Definitely. Yeah, I will often think of being a parent. And then I'll meet some kids and I'll be like, I can wait.
On this book tour, it's going to give you like a couple of years. But she's so right, because it seems like you get children.
So can I tell you, one of the best conversations I had was around the book. I was talking to kids about the book because I used them as the experts. I was like, what do you think of this? Is this interesting to you? What is it? Like, even language, everything. I was like, why is this boring? Why is it? And one of the best things one of the kids said to me, I was like, what do you think about adults and kids? And this kid said, you know what, Trevor, you know what I like about you? I can tell that you don't have kids. And I said, what? And the kid was like, yeah. And I said, why? And it was just like, I've noticed parents that don't have kids, they're really cool. They're really chill. And I was like, yep, I see what you're saying.
You're chill.
I'm enjoying that for now. And then maybe there'll be the next stage.
You got a long road ahead.
Oh my
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you so much.
Please come back.
You can listen
There'll be a spot sitting right next to me. I mean, we could change the show. If you never thought about the winding road,
some more things. All right,
we would have fun.
You can listen to Trevor's podcast, What Now with Trevor Noah, wherever you get your podcast. Check out his new book, you guys. It's a beauty. It's called Into the Uncut Grass at today.com/books.